Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 8 of the Visuals by Leo Studio podcast. We have a very, very special guest, and my co-host Sergio is going to know this amazing character much better than I will. So I'm going to hand this intro off to Sergio.
Our next guest is a very good friend of mine. He is a content creator. He is a graphic designer, a social media Guru, social media leader.
There we go. I like
Influencer. I you know him more than I do.
I know him better now.
This is my very good friend Miguel Beltran, or as he also goes by, Migbee.
Migbee. Hi guys.
What's up, brother?
What up?
Thank you so much for coming here, bro. It really means a lot to us.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving us your time. I want to go ahead and share what I do know about your story. I went through your socials. Sergio spoke very highly of you, and rightfully so. You're a very unique character. I do know that your socials are built very heavily around a toy that I assume that the newer generation, maybe Gen Z, doesn't know anything about, but our generation knows so much about this toy. And this is one of those toys that kind of like Snake on a Nokia or Tetris. I don't know how universal Game Boys are, but it's one of those games that is, if you give it to your grandma and have her give it a rip, she knows how to use it.
Facts.
You give it to your grandpa. If you take that toy to India, customs are not going to ask you what the hell is that. They're going to know what this is.
Let's play.
If you take it to China, they know what it is, and it's very fascinating to me that you have taken this toy to a level where people can appreciate your videos, can appreciate the value in the stories you tell. I love how structured and disciplined you are about creating content around this toy. And without any further ado, for the intro of the toy itself, it's a spin top.
A spin top.
Also known as a trompo.
A trompo, yes.
Trompo.
Good
job, Leo.
And in India, known as a latu.
Latu.
It's just known everywhere just by different names. And yeah, it's such a beautiful, it's like soccer, right? Like soccer connects the world. Different countries, different everything. And this does too.
1,000%.
It's amazing, yeah.
It's one of those things. And the moment, so he said the word trompo. He's like, Leo, do you know what trompos are? And I'm like, what the hell's a trompo? He's like, he took trompos to a whole nother level. I'm like, what is he? He's like, a spin top. And the first thing that came to mind was, have you seen Peaky Blinders?
I haven't, no.
So I'm not talking about Peaky Blinders itself, but there's a movie that I watched as a child that very closely resembles Peaky Blinders in the style, and it's like in the 1800s in New York, and the kids were kind of wearing the coats.
And they're
playing with the tops.
What movie is it?
We got to figure it out because
I need to know.
The movie revolves around the top competitions and the wars they'd go through.
Oh, okay.
And I do believe, personally, go ahead.
I need that. No, I'm just like...
It's one of those movies that's like, the top is everything. It's all about the top, right?
Yeah.
And I personally believe that when I was younger, I didn't play with tops as much as I did with this toy called a Beyblade. And a Beyblade, you remember Beyblade?
Oh, I remember.
A Beyblade is essentially a more modern, maybe kind of Asian or Japanese inspired top that goes into like a handle, and then you let it rip. And and their motto was "Let it rip." They used to use that motto.
They still use it, yeah.
And when you let it rip, it goes down, and they would give them different characters, and they would give them different strengths, and they would compete with each other, and whoever has the better top wins. I know for a fact that Beyblade was directly inspired by a top.
It was inspired by what's called a Beigoma, which is like, it's totally different from the letting it rip thing. It actually uses a string, and I wish I should have brought it, but it's essentially like this super small, like almost like a coin, like a very thick coin with like a point, and that's where Beyblade started from Beigoma. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I know that you, just like us, you're local to Santa Ana.
Yep.
I want to try to predict what your childhood was like, and you let me know if I was accurate.
There you go.
You were that neighbor that was really nice, kind, friendly. At the same time, you were the guy that the kids go to when we want to play. We want to do something fun. You had a creative solution to have fun, even though there wasn't much to be done.
You know what? And I guess I'll just share a little bit. My childhood was a little bit closed off up until I was 10. So, but after I was 10, after 10 and 10 up, things started just getting better. And so after that, definitely, I think I started opening up a little more, yeah, because I was able to.
Okay.
You know, I had that freedom, but
I love that.
You know, yeah.
And where was the beginning point of a top in your life? Are we talking 5 years old, 10 years old?
You know what? It's got to be between 7 or 8 years old. My dad was the one that taught me. He brought over, or not him, but he had one of my tias bring over a trompo, like a wooden trompo from Michoacán, and he was like, "Hey, like let me show you," and he taught me. And ever since then, I've been enamored by the trompo. Now, I didn't practice like the way I do now, but I just really loved like spinning it. You know, it's not easy at first. So it's like, oh my God, I did it, you know?
Was this always like a hidden talent that you had that was like, oh, give me a fun fact about Miguel, and you would say, oh, I know how to spin a trompo pretty good?
You know, I think I did it. I did take it to a talent show in 5th grade.
Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't even say that's my talent. I think I think my talent is finding interest in just like everything.
In everything.
You know, and I find interest in so many things, and I like to just know more about that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that that's your talent. What I meant was like that party trick that no one knew you like could do, and then it's like, hey, you guys want to see something crazy? And then it's like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, people get like, oh, like that's cool, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I would say, I just overall, I think I'm just creative. You know, I like to create.
Creative guy, and then, I was semi-creative as a child, and I would love things like a yo-yo.
Mm-hmm.
I would love like a Beyblade toy. I would love cards and doing fun little magic tricks. So
Yeah.
I kind of relate to you with that type of childhood. What was your heaviest memories of using a top? Like, what was it? Was there a 9th grade phase on a summer with some friends where the only thing around was a top? What was the heaviest experience with a top that you can remember off the top of your head?
I would just say when my dad taught me. Like, I just remember that being like just the thing. Like, I remember one time he even threw it so hard it like went on the street, and I was like, whoa, like, you know. So to me, that's kind of like one of the earliest memories that I go back to, because here, at least in America, the toy hadn't reached its like a peak. So the game was more like solitary, you know. Like, I would play by myself, or you know, just spinning it by myself. But in like places like Mexico or Indonesia, like they fight the tops, like Beyblades, but like the real deal, you know. Like we're talking accuracy. We're talking about like, let's play till I break yours, like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
And for the viewers, I know a little bit of backstory about how successful you have become building a brand around this top, around this toy. Tell the viewers, and I don't want you to be humble. I want people to know, like, followers, what we're doing. Like, let's talk about the peaks that you've experienced and what your page is about.
Nice. Okay. So, where do I start? So I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I have about almost 800,000 on TikTok right now.
800,000 followers
on TikTok, and then almost 150,000 on YouTube, and like 21,000 on like Instagram. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
And what is the content?
The content. Let me show you.
Yeah.
Oh, I brought samples. Ooh. Oh, you know what? Let me take out mine.
Oh, nice, bro.
No, yeah.
Is it recording that camera?
Yeah.
So, just because you're closer, would you mind grabbing it so I can get a shot of the?
Oh yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, the what? Oh, that camera?
You're gonna spin it like in your hand?
No, I was just gonna go like this. You know,
okay.
just show the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
know,
idea.
dude. I was like, so this is going on.
I have no idea.
I'm like, imagine we go outside, it's like apocalyptic out there.
But yeah, now I have this. And your top is what saves us. You just let it rip on the zombies.
Yeah. So this is what I make my videos mostly about. I make them about these spin tops. So they could be as small as this or huge as this. And yeah, this is pretty much kind of this is a prototype of mine. But you know, I just want to show it to you.
So you designed them now.
This is one of my friends helped me design this. So, yep, this is it. So it's a prototype. My friend Justin.
Shout out Justin.
Yeah, shout out Justin. And yeah, he actually reached out to me. He's actually he lives here in Orange. He reached out to me one day. He's like, hey, like, let me help you like make your top. I was like, oh, okay, like, it's 3D printed. So, hopefully one day these are like heavily manufactured or something, And this is something from Indonesia. It's like feel this. Like I want you guys to hold this.
Whoa.
Like this is like
okay, this is a lethal weapon at this point.
This is like the real deal in Indonesia.
Whoa.
This thing is like 5 pounds.
Baby, got nothing.
And that's like all metal. It's nylon. It's beautiful.
Can work out with that.
Yeah, you literally can. Yeah, this is like, it's funny because I haven't really spun this with a string, but I just love feeling it. It's like one of my most prized possessions,
Can we do a quick spin for maybe the smaller one?
You want me to spin it with the string and stuff?
Is that doable?
Yeah,
is that a quick thing?
Yeah.
Just so people know what we're talking about. And let me know what surface you prefer. Like if you want this, you want there, wherever you want to do it.
No, this works.
Okay. On the carpet or on the?
No, I'll spin it on my hand.
Oh, in your hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Let's come.
Is it full body?
Let's come a little closer so I can get a close up of. Yeah.
I'll bring it to you.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Holy.
Yeah. So this is the spin top right here. So this is it. You can do cool tricks like this. Yeah. This is pretty much what I play with all the time. So yeah, as you can see, it's still spinning. So
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's fun stuff.
Don't tell me that didn't scare you.
It didn't scare me because it wasn't coming to me.
Oh, okay. I was like, it's over. Killed by a top
done.
on his podcast.
R.I.P. That's funny.
Oh my God. I would keep going because I know that's what you would want me to do, Leo.
I'll take over the lease.
That's so dope, bro. That's so
Yeah.
dope that you do that, man.
Yeah, man. It's
I love that
Yeah.
he didn't give you any warning. He knew he was gonna spin it.
He
towards
wanted that
you.
reaction.
Yeah.
honestly, to me, it's like I sort of know, I know where the limits are. You know?
Okay.
yeah.
So if you guys didn't see, I threw it forward because I did a boomerang, which is the spin top coming back to my hand.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it was gonna hit him, but I already knew it wasn't,
Was it
So, but-
3D, Leo?
It was very 3D.
Very 3D experience Cinemax.
Incredible.
But yeah, so I'm on. I started primarily.
Let me just put them here for the sake of visuals.
For sure.
They look dope.
This one's super heavy. So yeah. All right, cool. So the reason I started focusing on spin tops was because I made a video in 2020, right after I had sort of quit my rapping career, and or should I start back
Yeah, sure.
to before? Okay.
Yeah.
So my creative journey online started when I started posting my graphic design, just creations on Instagram, and after maybe after a year after, I was like, you know what, yeah, this is cool. I get to design random things, but it didn't feel like I was making just it didn't feel like I was making one, I don't know. I felt like I was just creating randomness, and I wanted to create something of substance. And then
This was with rap.
sorry, this was graphic design.
Graphic design. Okay.
Graphic design, yeah. And then maybe a year later, I was like, wait, I really want to wear a specific type of clothing, and I'm not gonna mention the clothing in this video because I've always been I feel like I like letting that be its own thing. But then I started creating. I made this design, and then I started my own clothing line in 2018. And Sergio knows about it. He's worn these pieces.
2018, 2025 right now, so 17 years ago.
7 years ago, right? 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
I actually
Yeah.
wore it in one of these podcasts.
Oh, there we go.
I
Yeah.
had it right here in the chest. Yeah.
So
Wow, I didn't know
yep. So I love that brand. It's sort of what kind of gave me the confidence to keep creating physical things, and I sort of let that be its own thing, and it just things get released here and there, and then I started rapping in 2018, that same year, and singing, rapping is to me very vulnerable. I wasn't the best rapper or anything. So just trying that out was it was hard mentally, right? I would write raps. I would get a beat from YouTube and I'd put something out. And in that process, I made this thing called Rap and Cereal, where I would like rap while I was eating cereal. That was fun. I really love that.
Yeah, I like
that.
that.
Very
too.
catchy idea, right?
Yeah,
Off the
Rap
bat.
and Cereal.
Rap and
Yeah.
Cereal. It was great.
And then
He sounds good in the mic as well when he does it. So
Yeah,
there's
it-
some people that want to rap, they
Yeah.
just don't sound good. But Miguel sounds good, and
yeah,
You think
it
you could
was
drop
fun.
a bar for us right now, or is that
I feel like I'm definitely not like a.
it's not okay?
Yeah, I feel like more of I like to write
write,
it
okay.
and then
Yes.
yeah. So but yeah, that was my Mig.B era. That was my rap name, Mig.B.
make that be.
And then dude, there's coffee right there.
Yeah. No, that's just bro. I look like that. I promise.
Yeah,
That's how I look.
No, trust. Literally right before this, I had to drink coffee because like this is like the time where I get like sleepy. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Actually, you're absolutely right. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
you woke him up a little with the trompo.
Yeah.
He woke up just a bit.
Yeah.
I was in fight or flight. Now I was in rest and digest, but I gotta get back in fight or flight.
Yeah. And then, so I did a rap and Cereal from like late 2018 to when the pandemic started in March 2020. And so I just kind of took everything off from my socials and then I started posting on TikTok. I started posting like fun random videos. And then one day I was like, I found a trompo. I found a spin top at home. And I was like, oh, let me make a video about this, you know? And so my girlfriend then, wife now, filmed me doing a, like, this is a Mexican trompo. If you don't know what this is what it is, you know? And I post it, I go to sleep, I wake up, and it's like at like 200,000 views. And I'm like, whoa, this is cool, you know? And by the end of the day, it had reached like 1 million. And I was like, whoa, like this is cool, you know? Clearly people want to watch this, you know?
Yeah.
So I just, and let me also remind you, like I hadn't picked up a spin top in years up until that point in 2020. I had not touched a spin top until literally at that time. And so I was a little iffy, like, should I keep making content like this? You know, but I did continue making this content. And then I was like, wait, like, this is a kid's toy. What? Maybe I should do something else. So then I started doing, like around that time, the whole nostalgic wave was coming back, like the early 2000s, like the trends and all that stuff. So then I started making content about like the early 2000s and just everything that was all about like that era. And that was working really well. Like I was getting like the same numbers or even better than with the spin top. And then my uncle had passed away. And I feel like that kind of slowed things down a little bit. And I just started thinking, well, what should I do? You know? Because I don't know if you guys have ever gone viral, but like going viral is like, especially when you've never have gone viral, like it sort of taints with your mind a little bit. You know, it's like, oh, here you have a 2 million, 3 million view video, and then your next video might not do so well.
That's terrifying.
It is terrifying, yeah. And so when you don't understand how these algorithms work, you start thinking that it's you that's at fault. When it's really, that's not the case. Just the algorithms are so random. You can feed it at the right time and then something's just gonna go crazy, you know? So it took me a while to sort of just really accept that this is what I should do. You know, like I wrestled with myself because, you know, I'm 33, right? And when I started playing, I think I was 28. So I was just sort of in this mindset of like, oh, like I'm too old to play, or, you know, maybe I should just do something, you know, more my age appropriate. You know what I mean?
Was that idea fed to you by your?
It was me.
It was just you.
It was all me. It was all me, you know, and I just kept saying like what, how do I want to be seen? And so for the longest time, I just kept fighting this, like, this energy that said, hey, like, you know, you need to, yeah, like I just kept fighting this energy. And it wasn't until like literally about a year ago that I was just like, no, actually, no, it was more like this year, January. I was like, you know what? Like, this is it. Like
It took you that long.
It took me that long. Like I was like, God wants me to do this. The reason that it keeps connecting with so many people around the world is because I'm chosen. You know,
and that's I imagine that's so hard to accept.
It is, because I'm not the best. I'm not the best player. Like, there's players that are like so good. Like, I'm talking like Messi, Ronaldo good, right? But I'm just, the way I see this creation, it's, to me, I truly believe this is God's favorite toy.
Wow.
Awesome.
I truly believe this is God's favorite toy because it rotates. But you look at small and big things in this universe. You look at galaxies. You look at orbits. You look at weather patterns. You look at like our atoms. You look at everything, just, it rotates, you know? So I truly believe this was his favorite toy. For sure.
Wow.
Pizza. You make it.
Yeah, no, just
Sergio's hungry.
Bro.
like rotation is life.
Yeah. That's
That's
great.
such a
That
crazy
is
connection.
Insane. I love that.
What a crazy connection, dude.
Yeah.
I have 1,000 questions, Sergio. So
Oh, go ahead then.
yeah. So okay. So I love that you described that struggle, right? That is a struggle of somebody who is searching to have substance and offer value in life. You experience an enormous amount of success, seemingly overnight, for something that the majority of people may not appreciate at face value.
Mm.
And you immediately thought, so there's two types of people, right? You could have been somebody who just cares about attention, and you would never have that struggle because you'd be like, it doesn't matter whether I'm offering anything to the world. It doesn't matter whether I'm using God's facilities for something useful or not. What matters is I'm getting these things, these materialistic things right now, follows, views, attention, maybe invitations, maybe a lot of money out of this, which we're going to talk about. Like, is there money involved? So the fact that you even went down this introspective spiral of, is it normal for me to celebrate myself for the success? Is it okay for me to accept this as a gift or not? That shows that you have a deep connection to purpose. You want to make sure that you're using God's breaths, life, time on earth for something useful. So right out the gate, the fact that you face that struggle shows that you're a very deep person, right?
Yep. And I'm smiling because I'm like, wow, like, it's cool that you are able to like just quickly take that information and just put it into words.
Thank you,
So
brother.
that's really cool. Yeah.
Thank you so
That's
much.
a gift. That's a gift.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much, brother.
yeah.
I also I relate to that, and I've related to this struggle, and it's put very simply where I'm a deep middle-aged man, and I have this toy, and I offer something cheerful to the world, and I got celebrated 10x for it, right? I was loved for it, and I also have experiences in my life where I was not born poor, I was not in poverty, I was never hungry because we didn't have money to eat. We never struggled with rent by the grace of God. We lived a middle class but very comfortable life. My dad, by the grace of God, never left anything for us to need, okay? And for the first 25 to maybe 27 years of my life, I could never celebrate myself for any achievement because I always felt like this is my dad's doing. So I went to school for 6 years, and I passed with honors. I was like, this is my dad's money, because where I come from, we have to pay for school. I'm from the Middle East, and you have to pay for school. There's no loans. My dad paid for the entire thing out of pocket.
You're Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern, yes.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So my dad paid for my entire schooling out of an enormous chunk of money out of pocket. So every exam I would study for and pass, I would never tap myself on the back. And I've always had this issue with accepting my achievements, and it got to a point where I didn't even show up to my graduation after 6 years of schooling, just because I never felt like I actually did anything because it was given to me.
Yeah.
Until
Well, you thought it was given to you, but I mean, you wouldn't have graduated without you putting in the work.
You're right, but because it was a gift, and I can apply that same logic to you, right? Like, you put in the work. You had a page. You have a cheerful character. You know how to be friendly. You know how to tell a story. You know how to use socials. You have the discipline to continue to post. Some people make one viral video and never make one again. So you also had things that you did that allowed you to be qualified for this gift, but you weren't looking at that.
Mm-hmm.
You were looking at the size of the gift, right? Like,
yeah, I was looking at purpose. Like what is my purpose? Especially around when I first started. When I started making videos about the trompo, that was around the time where I started getting deeper in my faith. So as I just kept going and going in life, I just always kept I kept fighting my ego, because my ego is saying make something cool, like do design, like that's why I wanted to do rap, because like it's perceived as a specific thing, right? And this is like this helped kill my ego. You know what I mean? And like it helped me embrace like what my magic is. My magic is like just me, you know, and like we all have our magic, and we some discovered very early. I discovered it when I was like 30, you know, so I need to keep spreading that. And that's where I'm at, you know?
I absolutely love that. And I just want to run through that train of thought, and we'll let you in, bro. So for me, for example, my kind of analogy to your experience was me not feeling like I deserve this blessing. So I shouldn't pat myself on the back for it. Until so much time in my life passed, I started to see the effects of aging, the effects of spending so much time working. Like I started to see how quickly life deteriorates. And I started to really blame myself for not enjoying the gifts God gave me, regardless of what I did to achieve them. And then that made me look even deeper into, to me, for example, going to school was a gift. For my brother here, Miguel, his gift was this top and its blessings. We all have, and other people have, gifts equivalent or even greater than that, like being able to breathe, being able to walk, being able to have, mental health, having a healthy kidney. There are people out there that go to dialysis 3-4 times a week just to have a functioning kidney. So people walking around you, maybe jealous of your gift, have a gift that's greater than yours. It just so happens to be that yours is visible right now in this moment. So I stopped ever questioning whether or not I deserve this gift and whether or not I should use it and like ride it and take it all the way. Now any gift that's given to me, I will take it all the way regardless. And I will cherish it as if I am worthy of every second of it, because everybody has gifts. And there's so many, and the wise one on earth is the one who appreciates the gifts while they last. I'm not going to have my health forever. I'm not going to have my looks, my brains, everything forever. All this is going. So the best thing you could ever do with a gift is not feel like you deserve it. Like you said, ego. I deserve it. I'll take it. That's the least thing you can do with a gift. The best thing you can do with any gift is be appreciative of it and thank God for it.
Yep.
Just doing that it makes you qualified for the gift.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And yeah, that's going back to like my ego did not want to accept it. My ego wanted this perception of, this. And so that's why it took me so long to accept like that God wants to say something through me. And so every day I pray like, oh, what kind of video should I make today? Right now, specifically right now, I'm in this like, wait, do I need to up the quality of my videos? Visually, storytelling? Because right now I film on my phone. I'm like, I know how to use a DSLR. I know how to get cinematic shots. Is that the next step? The next struggle? Because like, I know it takes a lot more work. I could take out my phone, make a video, and I'll finish it in like 20, 30 minutes. But something with, another camera, it just takes a little bit longer. And so I'm going through that question. It's more of like, I guess I even asked the other question. Why wouldn't I want to do that? Why wouldn't I want to do a higher quality, content for everybody? And I keep landing on it's going to be more work. But that doesn't mean like that I should not do it. It's going to be better. It's going to be better. It's going to last longer. Yeah.
Here's my take on that is you got to think about, I think, like what you're going through in life in general. Like if you want this to be a full-time thing, I think putting that extra effort might help. But at the end of the day, if it turns, and that's something that we've noticed in with the guests that we've had, is that when our passion and our joy of creating turns into work and we feel like it's work, then it kind of starts destroying that thing that we felt when we were first creating. But if it becomes like, let's say social media is your full time and you're living off of it, I think removing everything else that you have on top from doing that you're doing now to pay your bills, removing that gives you that joy of like, oh, this is all I have to do. I'm gonna get a legit camera. I'm gonna take the time to film these things, and they're gonna come out much better. A person that I admire a lot is MKBHD from YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see his progression with all the camera stuff, and his thing is always like, okay, everyone is reviewing this phone. How can I do it a little bit differently?
Yep.
And so he starts messing around with all these other cameras that, you know, no one really has access to.
And he bought that $500,000 robotic arm.
Well, that's a perfect analogy.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah.
So now he's doing that, and it looks amazing. And we still watch his stuff because we know it's gonna be, you know, a different quality of work. And I feel like if you have that passion, you're gonna do it. The person that's just starting to do trompo videos is on their phone, while you are at another higher level, giving us some crazy content. Because you already give us crazy content with your phone, and I could only imagine it being with something even crazier.
Yeah. And I think it's easier for me to like switch on and like be bubbly and be like exciting on my phone. And you know, when you're setting up the camera and like maybe it takes you 5 to 10 minutes to get that perfect shot, that perfect angle, and then having it turn on again, I think that's probably gonna be the biggest challenge when I film.
Here's my advice, and that shaped my whole development of this studio. And we were talking about this in a previous episode. Did you see how quickly it was for us to get rolling here?
Yeah. Everything was set up.
4 people, everything's set up, lighting's in its place, and it's a frictionless process to start the podcast. If you can design a space, and it's going to be a big investment because you're going to need extra equipment just to live there. But if you can design a space that is specifically designed for you to just press on the lights, press record on the audio, press record on the video, start filming, that will eliminate that little lag zone between I'm excited to create and oh God, I'm fed up with all this cables and all these are the batteries charged and all this.
Facts.
So that would be my piece of advice. Just design the space, put it as much money as it costs, whatever it costs.
100K.
Like whatever you can afford, but even if it's like a big investment, don't fear that. Go for it. Make a space that removes all friction, where you walk in and it's been a long day and you feel like creating. All you got to do is sit down, just click on the app, and you're ready to record. That would be a great way to kind of go straight into the good stuff.
Yeah, no, and I was telling Sergio that my office space has always lacked my personality. It's never had me on the walls. It's never had like my interest on the walls. It's just always been a plain Jane office. But now I'm in the works of making it into like a nice studio with a nice table and chair, because I do want to tell more stories. I want to be able to create those cinematic shots, kind of like Gox, right? Like
that Gox guy. Oh my God, you heard of Gox with the camera?
Gox,
GAWX.
Yeah, Gox makes cinematic stories from his like apartment in Mexico,
but like Hollywood level stuff. Like he's the GOAT when it comes to that stuff.
It's really, really good, and I admire that style, and I want to create kind of like my own narrative, like something a little bit more brighter, because I feel like I need to match it to who I am. You know, for a long time I wanted to suppress myself and kind of be like, oh, I'm cool, you know, like whatever. But once I embrace like who I am, I'm bubbly, I'm like exciting, like I am me, you know. I'm like, you know, I don't really wear accent yellows, but like I would say my personality is like yellow. It's bright, and so yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. I think the beauty though of what we do as creators is we can film and not ever have to post it. So I think the trial and error can happen before even being out there in the world. And I think like one of my biggest advice to people that just want to start creating stuff and they're afraid and the camera and they don't know what to do when the camera's on, I tell them like, look, I don't need to watch your struggle while you're filming. Just film. At some point, you're going to figure it out. At some point, you're going to figure out the easiest way to set up that cinematic shot. And then there's no more like struggle of like, you know, figuring it out or what to say or this and that. You don't have to post it. I tell them all the time. You don't have to post it. Just film, create. for a whole month, just create and don't post anything. And watch, by the time that you're ready to post, you've already figured out all the tinks and all the stuff that you got to kind of figure out.
All
and
that,
then and then go ahead. You know what I mean? Like, show the world.
Facts.
Yeah. Who knows I don't know. Was it Gox?
Gox, yeah.
Gox, yeah.
Who knows what he did to get to where he's at, or how many times he failed to get to where he's at right now, right? But I'm sure he failed a lot. And now we see all the stuff that he does, and it's like, wow, this is incredible. But he probably has a whole backlog of shots that were messed up or
no one ever saw.
No one ever saw.
Facts,
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
As do I.
That's the beauty of like editing. You can always hide your mistakes. You can always, and social media, YouTube, whatever it may be, you can always delete a video if you feel like so awkward and cringy about it. If you just delete the video.
Yeah.
No one. I mean, who's keeping track, right? Like.
Yeah. Facts.
And like you said, it's a huge part of being comfortable on social media is first being comfortable with yourself. I think my biggest concern when I first got on camera is that I would get a comment somewhere that would, like, in one sentence, just hit on one of my biggest insecurities, regardless of what that was at the time. But like, especially with something like imposter syndrome, like, oh, are you trying to be a YouTuber? Is that what you're trying to do? Dude, do you think you're good? Like, there's so much better people out there. That was always my biggest fear for creating. I was afraid of that one hater that just goes around just, writing stuff for people. Because sometimes I read comments on other people's stuff and I'm like, dude, how can you handle that? Like, how can you handle that type of hate? How can you handle someone undermining your success or making you feel like you don't deserve it or someone else is better? Like all the evil that humanity can possess and spew on social media and YouTube comments. I don't know how I wouldn't go to sleep, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some people are like, I don't care. I don't care about the comment. Bro, it hurts. I'll tell you I don't care about the comments. I'll be like, it doesn't matter. You just said that. But maybe right before I go to bed, that one of those comments just starts ringing in my head. Like, maybe it's true, because we all have these insecurities anyway.
I'm very blessed in two ways. One, a lot of my audience has always been very positive. It's been like 95% positive, 5% sprinkling hate, right? So it's very easy for me to be like, I'm good. But then the other part is, and my friends make fun of me because sometimes people will say things to me, or maybe something offensive that maybe to me is just like whatever's. And then they pointed out, hey, like, this guy's said this way. And it doesn't stick, you know? So I think
you have
I'm
that gift of not
ways.
being affected by what people say.
For the most part, okay, yeah. Like there are, like you said, I might be at like a specific mindset, and then I read a comment that's like not the best or the most positive, and it'll maybe have me thinking for like a second, but it doesn't stick.
It doesn't stick. Okay.
Like I can't even. Yeah, it's hard for them to stick.
Would you feel the same right now, Leo? Like if you were to see some negative comments, will it still hit you that like you think it will?
So that's a great question, brother. So I think because I spend so much time coaching my clients, whether it be a bride on camera or a business owner or chiropractor, whoever I'm working with, I do so much work to get them out of their head that I feel like automatically I've excluded my own insecurities. Like I can't be the guy telling people like, don't worry, just don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Film, and I'm going to edit it. I'm going to make it look amazing. And who cares what people think? I can't be the one telling people that and then go and feel that myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of feels contradictory. And I just feel like right now it doesn't matter. And I think another thing is that I talk about my strong points. Like I'm not a model. I'm not here to show people what I'm wearing today.
You're not a model?
Thank you so much, brother. So I'm single, guys.
Single.
You single?
Every episode, we
Ready
got
to
to throw the
mingle?
play.
Every episode. Phone number here. Call him, ladies. He's single.
Please.
It comes with the podcast studio.
But I'm talking about what I'm best at. This is my thing.
Yeah.
Whether I'm the best in the world at it is regardless. This is the best of all the things I do. This is what I do best for me. So this is my strong point. This is my purpose. Like we were talking about purpose. So even if you hate me for my purpose because I'm not as good at my purpose as I should be, well, bro, that's not gonna affect me because like I don't expect to be perfect at it in the beginning. But it's one of those things where it's gonna happen. It's like making rent. Like if you got to make rent at the end of the month, and it's the beginning of your hustle in your career, and you're gonna do whatever it takes to make rent, whatever it takes. Even if you got to go to a restaurant and you got to do whatever you have to do to make that rent, you're going to do it. So I think that's because I put filmmaking and being in front of the camera into that category of my thinking. I'm not afraid of what people will say.
And that's the reason why I asked you, right? Because I think as you get older, you start to say all these people's negativity doesn't matter. I know who I am. I know that my friends and my family that like tell me how I'm doing, they're not the yes men. They will tell me what's wrong, right? You have friends now that would tell you, hey, Leo, maybe next time, blah, blah, blah. And I think when you're younger, that's when you see the comments and you go, oh my gosh, like this is, yeah. Because when I started mine, and I don't want to plug anything, but when I started mine, I was seeing like some negative stuff, and I would, even myself would like critique myself and be like, oh man, I need to change this, or I need to change that. Now, as I'm older and I see a negative comment, my simple response is, thanks for watching, dude. Because at the end of the day, they still watched, they still supported. Yeah. Whether it's still good for me and my algorithm that some hater watched and he commented, thanks, bro.
You know what's funny? A lot of times they're not even hating. Well, I mean, it might seem as hate, and then I like to just tell them something nice, and then they like flip. They're like, "Oh my god, like I love your YouTube channel."
It's very happening.
It's so funny.
Yes, bro. It's so funny.
It is really funny, and talking about staying on that topic, I want to mention this to somebody who might be going through this right now, because growing up, it was usually my family, those around me, that were like, oh, that's weird, or like, oh, this and that, I was kind of known as like the weird one in my family, but it's not that I was weird. I think they just weren't as expressive as I was. And so I was always expressive, even though there was things happening at home that maybe should have like oppressed me, but I was just always expressive, always creative. And so if you got people around you saying things, little comments that might try to bring you down, like, just keep going, just keep going. And sooner or later, they're going to see, oh, it's working.
I love that. Can I grab this for a second?
Yeah.
So, bro, when I look at this top, right, it resembles so many things for me. There's so many things when we were growing up that were the bad thing. So, for example, playing with a toy too much, even if it's as wholesome as this toy, your grandma will be yelling at you like, stop playing with your toy, go do your homework, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm thinking, when I have kids, I hope they choose this as a toy instead of an iPad.
Yep.
I hope they resort to something that's physical, competitive. You're dealing with physics, you're dealing with reality. It has a limited amount of dopamine that it gives you. It ends eventually. You might get bored of it after a few hours. Unlike an iPad, which is just a flow of dopamine that never ends and just ruins your brain, eliminates your communication skills, it impairs cognitive function. Like you're glued to a screen. So there's so many things like this that were considered bad or not bad, but like the thing we'd spend too much time on, and your parents are like, just stop doing that, go do the thing that's better for you. And I look back, I'm like, I wish these days would come back. I wish we'd have a toy like this where like I don't have to worry about my kids being glued to a screen for the first 8 years of their life. They can be, and then once you pick this up, it's not just a toy. It turns into a community, man. Because you're going outside, you want to show your neighbor, and now your neighbor wants to buy one. And then your neighbor buys one, and now you want a better one. And it starts to shape a whole facet of your childhood. And all it is a simple toy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I love that you have a page revolved around, celebrating this thing, because I would love for one of these, the young iPad children that are coming out to see your one of your videos and be like, Mom, can you order that toy for me?
Yeah. And that's happening. It's really cool because I sell, not these specifically, this is like my prototype, but I make them available on my website, Spinnerverse.
Spinnerverse.
Spinnerverse. SPINA verse. Spinnerverse, yeah. And it's cool when I see an order from like someone that doesn't come from my background, right? Someone that might be Caucasian, someone that might be black, someone just different ethnicities around America, different names that I'm not familiar with. And I'm like, whoa, like I inspired somebody that I don't know to try this out. And that's really cool. and
100%.
and those are the orders that I see. I can only imagine people being like, oh, I'm just gonna order on Amazon, or I'm just gonna order like on somewhere I'm familiar with,
Mm.
you know. And so I know for a fact that the impact is reaching more people than I can see, more people than I can fathom, more people than the ones that follow me.
Wow.
You know, and it's, and yeah, that's why I continue to push. And you asked me earlier about like the financial aspect
Yes.
of this, right? So I feel like I'm still figuring all this out. Yes, I do offer these online, but you know, the monetization on a toy on video games is not that high, right? Like in tech, your CPM,
cost per million,
the CPM,
cost per million views.
Yeah, cost per million views, right? Those are like $10, $15, right? But you got something like this, and it's smaller. So
Because it's marketed towards a younger audience that it doesn't have that much of a budget, for example. Is that where that comes from?
because more on the entertainment side. Entertainment CPMs tend to be lower.
Okay.
So in my stuff falls into the CPM or education, into the entertainment or education. So it's on the lower side. So gracias a Dios, like I am able to like
Gracias a Dios, thank God.
Like, thank God, yeah.
Love that.
That I'm able to like have a job. I have a steady, 9 to 5 doing creative work. So I do creative work at my 9 to 5, and then I get out and I continue doing more creative work. I continue doing God's work. I believe I'm doing God's work in both.
Love it.
With God's toy, man.
Yes.
I'm doing God's work in both because I'm creating and I'm helping the community at my 9 to 5, and I'm helping the global community here.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So let me finish that off too, because this is where my faith is tested, because God has given me just enough every time. Just like here's a monetary
sum of money
that says it's working. Something is working. I'm here to provide for you, but I'm not buying, like, it's just enough.
It's just enough.
It's just enough, but it's like, here you go. It's like a little treat. Here you go. But like, I know that he's taking care of me right now, and I know he's going to continue taking care of me as long as I'm moving forward. And because I know if he would have given me everything a couple years ago, I wasn't in the right mentality to accept that.
Love that.
But as I'm getting older and I'm learning more about him and I'm getting wiser, I see the leashes being like let go,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you say that, it's just enough.
Yeah, it's just enough. It's like literally, so I'm a parent, right? So we
Right.
got to pay for daycare, and just everything is just pricey, right?
Right.
Like super expensive. So so it's just literally enough to pay the bills, save a little bit, but nothing where I can go, hey, let me go buy a new Suburban. I want a Suburban. Like, that's like my dream dad car, So yeah, it's just enough. It's just enough to like,
But it
to
doesn't make you
provide like
feel-
for my family, to provide comfort, to live in gratitude, Yeah.
So you still, with that just enough, you're happy. Like, you're not expecting like, hey, God, why can't it be more?
I mean, I'm a father. Like, I want more, right? Like,
Right.
I want more for my family, for my kids. But I do have to be appreciative of what I have.
Right.
Every day I'm very appreciative of where I live, the location in Santana that I get to live in. Just even the windows that I get to like that let the sun in the morning. Like I love where I live. I love where I live, and I have to appreciate what I have. I do. There are times where I'm like, oh, like, I wish I had like a big home or whatever, but I have a home.
Right.
I have a home. My kids have AC. My kids have heating. My kids have food. My kids have me, mom, grandparents. Like, they have it. They have it. I have it. They get to go inside my office, and they literally get to walk inside a toy store.
Cool.
They get to walk inside a toy store, and that's amazing because that's where they want to hang out. They want to hang out in dad's room. Yeah.
That's great perspective and everything. I love that, man. What do you think is holding you back, or what do you think is the next thing for it to break that just enough door that's in front of you?
I think what it is time. So if I'm at the point where once it matches what I make at my day job, which I'm already like a half at, once it touches that consistently for at least 3 months, I'm going to make that pivot fully, and just learn everything that I have to learn about creating a business with it too, because in order for it to grow the way that, like, the vision that God has given me, like, there has to be money involved. There has to be something that helps it grow. So I have these visions in my head that don't exist in real life. And so the only way to make that happen is to create things. And that just takes a lot of money.
Yeah.
But like, hopefully one day I'm able to provide that for the world. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. So I just had a vision, like an idea, and let me know if this is fun or it makes sense or anything. So, like I said, I have this appreciation for toys, physical toys, and I think that appreciation is going to become more widespread the more social media takes over, iPads. Parents will start when we become parents. You are a parent, but when the majority of the people in our age demographic become parents, I think we're going to be the ones that lead our children back into classical forms of entertainment, like a toy, like a physical toy. I'm envisioning like a toy store, an online toy store that doesn't just sell tops, that sells these a whole array of classical toys that we enjoyed as children, and it's no longer going to be just a toy. In 5-10 years from now, it's going to be almost a form of therapy, where you are protecting your son or daughter from dopamine depletion or exertion, or over getting too much dopamine in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowing your children. You're going on a vacation. Maybe part of that experience is not just packing clothing, but packing 2 or 3 tops, packing some toys there, so that you're not on the beach enjoying nature and you have a kid next to you just scrolling away on social media and not even getting the benefit of being in a different place, or being in nature, because their head is still in the same place.
Yeah.
Is that a cool idea?
No, I think it's possible. Yeah. I think parents, they don't want their kids on the screen. Parents don't want to be on the screens, but sometimes we just get sucked in. We're in these habits. We just want to.
It's easy.
We want to go to sleep with the phone in our faces. We want to wake up and see the latest notifications. So 100%, I can see a future like that. Where parents want to shield their kids. I mean, for us, we want to shield our kids from the screen. But it's hard too. Like, in a busy world, sometimes you can watch TV for an hour.
Yes.
It gets easy sometimes, right? But just always fighting that urge, like, no, like, they're kids, they want to play. That's why, as of maybe like 2 weeks ago, I've been leaving my office door open so my kids can come in, because they always knock, daddy, daddy, daddy. They want to see what daddy's doing in that room, but because there's always been a tripod and a camera and everything just everywhere, I just didn't want them to like mess anything up. But now I'm like, you know what? Let me put everything away. Let me have them access this room at any time, and let them be here. Let them play with all the trompos and whatever. Yeah. So.
Did you ever go to Mexico?
Yeah. So yeah, I go to Mexico. Yep.
So what does a trompo mean to Mexico?
Oh, Mexico. The trompo in Mexico is like, every kid in Mexico knows how to use a trompo. Every kid. So to this day, for the most part, yes. Like, all these kids, they play with trompos. I would say more, you know what? I would say more of the older generation for sure. But it's not too far off. There is definitely still a community of trompo players in Mexico, and mostly in Mexico City. But there is a resurgence with around the world that's happening. And it's not just because of me, but it's because of all these different trompo players that are online and they're posting and they're sharing their videos, they're showing their tricks, they're showing their whatever to the world through their channels, and it's growing and it's really cool, you know? And you know what? I do want to add something too, because this is going to be important for like a starting creator. When I started making trompo videos, is that the camera that I'm looking at?
That's the one.
When I started making trompo videos, I was not the best. I literally can only get it on my hand and on the ground. That's all I could do. I wasn't good. And even right now, I'm not the best. There's trompo players out there that are way better than me, but that didn't stop me from providing value online. So if you feel like you need to be a professional or have so many years of experience before you can post your first video, I promise you there's always going to be somebody that just wants to see you do the thing. So go and do it. Go and learn and get better as time goes, but just get started. Just don't stop. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, because like I said, even now, I'm more curious now. Like now I'm more curious, I'm more driven now that I have kids. Like I want to see this work. I want to see this work, and I could go ahead. I've learned so much about social media that I could go work for a company that pays well, like really, really well. I could be a consultant. I could do all these things that revolve around the marketing world, but like that's not what drives me. Like I'm driven by purpose, by emotion. Like I love feeling the way I do it once I finish a video. Especially if it's something that I'm proud of. I'm like this is providing value for somebody.
Like $1 million, man.
This is providing value for somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you describe a little bit more of that feeling that you feel when you do finish a video that you enjoy?
A lot of times, how does it feel? Okay. When I'm making something more on the cinematic side, like I made my first long form video on YouTube in March. It took me like literally 2 months to plan. I was double guessing myself. I had the idea. I started writing the script, but I didn't move forward. I would always get in my room and say, I'm going to start creating. And I just never did. And then one day I'm like, you know what? Let me just finish this in 2 weeks. And I did. And I felt so proud. I was so proud of that video that I didn't care how I performed. I did not care how I performed, but I had looked up. I had to research many. At that point, I had seen so many videos on how to create successful long form videos that I knew it was going to do well. Like I knew
You studied.
that I had studied so much that I knew that I had to have a hook and then rehook them and then have another hook and rehook them, and I just knew that there's a formula to this, just like there is with all these viral videos that I've made, these short form videos. So once I released that, I was just so proud. I just knew that there was so much value jam packed in 8 minutes, and it did really well. In like the first week, I think it did like 100,000 views, long form views, and that to me is way more special than the short form views, you know, because people stuck around for a longer period of time. And even now, I'll make short form videos that are like 2 minutes, 3 minutes that also do well, but just that 8 minute long form like felt really good. Yeah.
And us being filmmakers, but not necessarily experts in gaining views, especially on YouTube, where can we learn this stuff?
I like to different sources. Think Media, Nate Black. There's this other
Did you
guy.
ever read any books or anything that's outside of YouTube, or was it all inside of YouTube? You can find all the information there.
It's mostly on YouTube. Yeah, I like to just click on literally just regurgitated information. Like there's these creators. There's like a niche on YouTube of people that want to be creators, and so they'll tune into a 20-minute video just to hear the same stuff over and over again while they're driving, while they're working. You know. So I was one of them. I was just one of them that like I knew what I needed to do. And at some point I was like, you know what? I need to shut this down because I know what I need to do. It's just sometimes we just want to hear. And because when we hear something in our ear, we feel like we're doing it, but we're not. And so for me, I was there for a long, long time until I just had to do it. Yeah.
I love that. And did you ever meet or stumble upon a page or another creator like yourself that shares a similar story, a similar success story, a similar struggle, but with something different than a top, something other than a top?
Something other than a top. Yeah, I've met a lot of creators that are doing it, you know, in their niche. Yeah, I can't think of any other at the top of my head, but you know, definitely, yeah.
There are people that share that struggle.
Yeah, share that struggle. I've been to VidCon for the last 2 years, and so I've met so many people there that are even bigger than me, and yeah, so yeah.
You seem very grounded and cultured and connected to God. Was there ever a phase of your life where you were not connected to God?
Yeah. So yes, and it's kind of weird. So, and this message is for somebody that maybe is going through this right now. So when I was 8, there was a lot of things going on at home that for a small period of time, I wanted to unalive myself. I would go to the kitchen, grab like the biggest knife and put it to my stomach and like do the motion of like, you know, doing that. But we live right next to a church. And right on top of that church was Jesus. And it so happened to be that there was a window in my kitchen that saw Jesus directly. So every time I would try, I would look out there and I would see Jesus. And it's like I almost like heard Jesus saying, no, don't do it. And so that happened many, many times because of, you know, just domestic issues at home, right? And luckily I didn't do it. And yeah, like Jesus literally saved my life, like, you know. But then there was a time after that, maybe a couple years later, that I couldn't necessarily like, every time I would like see Jesus, like I would like block him. I would just block religion in general, you know? So that happened even right at college. Like I just felt like, I don't know, I just wasn't connected. And yeah, I wasn't connected. And then it wasn't until one of my friends, Rudy, he started going to church, and then he had invited me, hey, you should come to church. And then I started going, and then that's kind of where like my faith just started growing. It just started growing, and yeah, every day I pray, every day I ask God for guidance to my next move, my next step, my next something. Like it could be the smallest thing, you know, and I wrestle with God every day too, because sometimes I do have the doubts of like, oh, like, should I do it like this or should I do that? Like I have my those moments, but God also wants that too. Like he wants your frustrations as well as your happiness and just everything. He wants everything. Yeah.
Love that, bro.
Amen.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you had experienced that. And thank you for sharing a vulnerable moment like that. I'm sure there's so many people that share that lonely phase of their life.
Yeah, guys, it gets better. Look, you might be going through a moment right now. You might think this is it, but things get better. Like this too shall pass. everything gets better. Just sometimes it takes longer than you might think. Sometimes it feels like it's taking forever. But just keep going, keep praying. If you're seeing this, don't give up.
Beautiful, bro. Beautiful. And I know you're primarily social media based, YouTube based. Do you ever host any in-person interactive events, courses, sales booths? Is there anything like that you offer?
I haven't yet because honestly, I've never been one to be like, "Hey guys, come buy my trompo." I don't make those kind of videos. Like, for the most part, I want to provide value. Like, I want to if people are inclined to buy it, it's because like they see me having fun and stuff, So, but I am coming to a point where like I somehow do have to start plugging these in because like if I want to make this. If I want to be a full-time creator doing this, I definitely have to have a system, So yeah.
But I think staying grounded and staying who you are. I mean, people are just like you said, 95% of people are positive in your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's bound to just get full support. You are bound to get full support. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I know who you are. I know how your heart is. I know that you're a good person. And then you're just, or like everybody here, we're just trying, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if you stay true to who you are, which you have been, and I know you will be, no matter how high up on the mountaintop you get, the support is going to be there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And sometimes, honestly, I feel a little weird. Like, hey guys, like, and I think that's why I haven't really done it. Like, because it just feels weird. Like, if I make something, like, I want someone to just want it. And that's usually been the case, right? Like, I make something and people like it. People rock with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I just want to make sure that doesn't get mixed, because I'm not here to sell. I'm here to tell stories. And so, yeah, like I said.
But you also want them to have this thing. And if the mode through which they're going to get it is by a sale, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if I had a connection to this the way you do, I want other people to have that connection. Yeah. And we live in reality. And the only way you can obtain this is through, a sales process.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But what is this going to cost? This is not hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
It's an affordable toy.
Yeah.
What's a ballpark of what something costs? Like,
yeah, like honestly, some of these, like, they cost $10, $10, $5. It just depends. Like, you can buy any spin top from anywhere. Like, they all have different price ranges. I think it's just feeling it, making it spin with a string is just a whole different emotion. It just makes you feel good, especially when you've never done it and the first time you get it, you're like, oh my god, like I made it work. And so there's just this joy that it brings people, and there has to be something deeper. Like, why do all like nations know about this? Why do they have their own iteration? Look at the difference. Like, this is more on the Mexican spin top, design, and this is Indonesian, like, so different.
That is so crazy.
But like, yeah, it's just it trips me out. It trips me out. Like I know God created everything, right? But this doesn't exist in the Bible. The Bible doesn't say God played with a trompo. It does not say that, right? It does not. But there was a period where we didn't know his life when he was young. He was young at some point. He was a kid. And around that time, trompos did exist. Spin tops did exist in the Roman Empire. He was in the outskirts of all that.
Bro, you're a graphic designer. Design a piece of Jesus playing with trompo, bro.
Dude,
come on.
Like, and remember, he was a carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus was a carpenter. And you think he didn't make one for like kids?
Yeah.
You think I'm sure he played with them. It doesn't say it in the Bible.
Right.
But I truly wholeheartedly believe that he got to experience the joy on earth with a trompo. Just like I said, look at the universe. Just look at the systems he's created, like, that revolve. Like, yeah.
So the word trompo, does it have any origin? Does it come from another word?
You know what? I don't know the specifics. I should know them.
Is there
I
any
will.
similar
I will
one?
make a video of
Yeah.
that one day.
Yeah, I'd love
Yeah.
to like. Is it from 3? Like, is there a 3 in the whole mix? Like trompo?
Trompo. No, I think I don't know. I don't know where. So trompo is what you call it in Mexico, but in the Philippines they also call it trumpo.
So there's interesting.
Trumpo. You know, and then where else?
And in
And
America,
then
we call
turumpo.
it
They could also call it turumpo. So it's like, and then in India they call it latu.
tatu.
So it's just like, and in Brazil they call it piao. So it's just, you know, it's like all these different cultures found a way of using their own words to call it what it's called. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
like, yeah,
Very interesting. I would love to know, like, you know, that a little bit of history of like,
yeah.
was it a conquest of like the Spaniards into the Philippines that brought the word in? Like, what's
So we don't necessarily, we can't pinpoint it to one specific place that it originated from. The oldest one that they found, I believe, was in like the Afghani region,
okay? Interesting.
like 5,000 Mesopotamia,
Oh my god,
5,000 years ago.
that's crazy.
That
I would
was-
love to
that-
see
that-
like an ancient.
That was
Trompo.
like the oldest trompo that they found. They also found one in King Tut's tomb.
Wow.
There was
Ancient
a
Egypt.
trompo in ancient Egypt. King Tut had a trompo, like a spin top, like on top of his. I think it's
No
called
way.
sarcophagus. Is it?
I don't know.
You know,
but yeah.
like you know how like they use these things to take him
mummy?
into the afterlife.
yeah,
Like
the unit, the thing he's inside of.
he had a trompo.
Wow.
Like
so he
there.
wanted to keep himself company in that waiting
Something,
phase.
yeah, and the trompo has the spin top has a different meaning in these different cultures. So, yeah, it's a magical toy. It's a magical thing. You know, like I think it's more than a toy. It's like it's a connecting piece.
I absolutely love that.
It
man.
like gravitates. I don't know. It's just amazing. Like, yeah,
I love
Yeah.
how deep of a connection you developed with it. I love the struggle you've gone through to accept that this is your gift. I love that you're sharing this with the world.
my gift. You know, I would like to say I feel like my gift is expanding on its how special it is. You know, I don't think my gift is like playing. I don't think my gift is in the skill of like doing tricks with this. I think it's just more of seeing if for more than what it looks like.
Yes.
I think that's where my gift lies. And I think that's where I want to tell more stories about it, because so many people found joy here. So many people went through a struggle. Maybe they came from a bad home and they played with this and they felt happy. Happy for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You know, in Mexico, from the stories that I hear, a lot of people would make these out of wood and a nail. And they would play amongst their friends. And they would hit the spin tops. They'd break. And then they would go chop up a tree or find a twig or something and shape it again. Like, there's just these different narratives. And I just want to share them.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Any questions before we close?
Just second what you said. I love all the way you make it sound. It's more than just a toy. Like,
Yeah.
it's funny because I know him. We speak and everything, but bringing him here to the pod and him talking
To
more
the pod?
deeply into what a trompo means to him is very insightful and inspiring. I had no idea he had all those feelings. Thank you for sharing that deep story that I didn't know either.
Yeah, of course.
I'm glad you're here with us, and like you said, you know, sometimes our egos is trumped by who knows God, and just to bring us into like kind of our purpose. You wanted to make rap, you wanted to make other things, but the trompo is, I can see the passion through that toy from you, and I can see that you want to create a better world with just that. And I think you have a good story, bro. Like I appreciate everything that you said, and I love it, man.
Thank you,
It has a bigger meaning than just doing a spin top. It's cool.
Very inspirational, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And this is like my first time sort of like being this this is the first time I'm being asked in camera about this, the way I feel about it now, the way I am actually grounded, and it's in the purpose. This is the first time I share it on camera.
And this is when God's timeline is crazy.
Yeah. This is God's timeline. Like I'm telling you, last year I wasn't. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Watch the video. Repeat that part. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for having me. Yeah, I really appreciate this. This is cool.
Absolutely. And you're going to be coming back. We're going to be taking a snapshot of every phase of progression of your career. So
Yep.
maybe we'll bring you back like in a few months or next year, and
That'd
then
be great.
we'll just see you develop.
We'll do a yearly one. Yeah.
Before we end it, is that bag still full with stuff? What else you got in there?
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Yes.
Okay.
1 second. Let me. You have the video mode?
No, it died.
Just the normal camera.
Oh, you could just do it. That has a great camera.
Amazing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is the string for this Indonesian top. As you can see, it's huge.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you try it on Leo again?
Dude, it's so different. Look at the size difference. Size difference is huge. It's a different.
What's that one? What's that? Is that an Indian one?
No, this is this is for Mexico. There's very few brands that still make these toys, and because Mexico is a big trompo playing like country, they have this. And soon there will be an MB. Soon, and I'm excited to be part of that world and then bring that through Spinnerverse. And I feel like that's where Spinnerverse is just going to like make connections that I can't even see. I really,
Amen,
I
bro.
only know to move forward and take a step. So, and yeah, there's another one from the same brand. Just different ones that I brought for you guys, so you guys can like take them and play with them.
That's cool.
So,
bro.
It's crazy.
and then what else do I have? Oh, and then I brought, dude. It's funny because I'm like, oh, what if they don't have a mic? You brought my mic, but you guys have enough mics. So,
Would you say we
Yeah.
have enough mics?
I definitely, you're definitely, you got enough. But yeah, guys, it was fun. It was
Amazing,
fun.
brother. Well, bro, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, bro.
Sergio, thank you for making this whole thing happen. This is crazy.
Yeah,
No,
this
thank you.
this guy, dude.
Legendary,
This
bro.
guy.
Sergio, one in a
This
million.
guy is like, I'm so inspired by like how he handles just like his business matters. He's really, really good. Like
100%.
like I aspire to be like Sergio, quick,
Agreed.
respond, and he's just always positive. Like I've worked with him in capacities that where he doesn't have to be there late in the night, but he's there late at night, taking the photo with a smile on his face.
100%.
So he just sees it for what it is. Quick turnarounds, he's fast, and I don't know to what capacity you've worked with him.
Yeah.
But like, dude, I'm telling you, he's good.
Thank you, bro.
He's good. He's dedicated, and I know he's gone through a lot of stuff too that should have slowed him down, but it did not slow him down.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Bro. I saw him present like 2 or 3 days ago at a social event, and he absolutely slammed it out the park.
Did you talk about like your like everything?
It was just literally him presenting his wedding business, but the way in which he did, because I'm a wedding filmmaker as well,
Uh-huh.
and I always wondered if someone offered me the opportunity to present my services.
Mhm.
I really don't know how I would go about it, but he put together a presentation that was short, to the point, funny, surprising. It made everyone in the room laugh. Like everyone was just like, Sergio, bro, like top of the line.
Dude, you're lucky because I haven't seen that magic, but it just sounds like he knocked it out of the park. But there's much more that he has to say, like so many life experiences that I'm sure could be a conversation between you and him only. Like
Hopefully the podcast will be a space for that to come out.
it will, yeah,
Yeah.
it will.
Well, I appreciate the kind words from both of you guys. And
Yeah.
what I love about us and all of us is we all inspire each other.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I am inspired by all of you guys as well. And I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Fast, a lot of clients love Fast, but if you ask that to my wife, probably not the best quality.
See, bro, he sent a message, but he's funny as well. This guy is very, very good at what he does.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. Stay tuned for more deep, insightful. Don't know if we can top the top, but
There'll be even more exciting guests. Not I wouldn't say more. Just there's gonna be more. There's gonna be exciting guests.
God willing.
Coming,
God willing.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you for coming, brother, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
There you go. Dude, look over here.
Boom.
Delicious.
$1 million.
That was
million bucks.
I was $1 billion, dude.
Good, yeah.
That was $1 billion.
Bro, I felt it like a blessed moment.
yeah.
Did you feel that?
I felt it.
It's like this is crazy. It's meant to be. We crossed paths.
Not even towards the end. It was like in the beginning, middle-ish. Where I was like,
So good, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Thanks for blessing
No,
us,
yeah,
bro.
of course, bro. Yeah, no, thank you for the platform, dude.